Namaste, my friend. You have written a wonderful email that explains that something is missing inside. We will talk about that, what we are missing. You wrote that I have been doing well when it comes to the outside world, how it all affects me. But when I'm home, I'm still have this underlying feeling that I should be doing something else. What is that something else? From where this desire has come? If we do not understand it clearly, the mind will continue to haunt you, chase you. We are going to talk about it. Interacting with others, no problem in the world. Going places, interacting with others, minus attachment, delusion, and salty ego will work. Going places, yes, there is no problem. Going places minus identification with them. Having fun, yes, we should all have fun. Minus salty ego. And then your mind had an opposite thought, but I truly don't want to. Why? Why you don't want? Because you are scared of getting attached? You are scared of a situational happiness? Because mind will start seeking happiness outside? Do you see the fear? I'm okay with that. You wrote me again, there is a duality and a conflict. We will resolve this. We will try to understand this. But it makes it hard for me to get motivated. You see, the mind one says I should go outside. Mind two says if I go outside, I will have a conflict. What is the solution? Is can mind maintain the calm, inner calm in the peace, not seeking the peace and happiness from the world outside? You go anywhere, it does not make you stress. So you see the duality and a conflict in the mind, but it makes it hard for me to get motivated and want to do the day-to-day things. Just feel good about myself, just being. And then you wrote, does any of that make sense? Yes, it makes a great sense. And I appreciate that you send me what is going on in your head. Why, if you write it, if you express your feeling, your dualities and a conflict, it will help me to resolve this clearly. But let us first, we will have a very simple, easy practice. Close your eyes. We find out you are aware of the place. Do you have any conflict? No. Do you have a position and posture of the body? Feel? No. Experience, place, position, and the posture. But if the mind keeps body moving, it means there is a duality and a conflict. Check it. So we will start the solution of the challenges that you have written, being comfortable. You have to follow the easy and the simple step. Habitual mind, miss the step. What it means, habitual mind? That is what you have written to me. The habitual mind says, do this, I want to do this, but I'm not doing this. I still want to do it, but I'm okay with that. No! In being comfortable, move the mind on the entire body from the top of the head to the toes. Mentally, you're moving your mind on the skin of the body. Now explore. How do you explore? You know, you feel, you experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. If I move my hand, touching your right hand slowly, you will definitely feel the sensation. But if your mind is moving on the body, why don't you feel that? That is the struggle. Mind is pushing you outside, seeking pleasure, but the mind misses that sensation, comfort, and steadiness. What is the way to do it? Move the mind again on the whole body from the top of the head to the toes. Know, feel, experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. If you don't feel it, repeat it. Why to repeat it? By repetition consciously, you remove the duality and a confusion present in the mind that you wrote to me. Now, and now, being carefree, you're moving into this step with understanding. Carefree means free from all the cares. Who cares me? It is the mind. How it cares? By the thought, feeling, emotions. So what is the thought? I want to go out and I want to have a fun. Let this thought come. Let this thought go. Wait for your inner calmness. Are you getting it? Then your mind says, it is okay. Okay, that is also a thought. Let it come and go. But I feel conflict in my mind. That is also a thought. Let it come and go. Why let it come and go? Because you want to know the core of your real nature that is behind all these thoughts. Then I did not understand. Your mind may say, why the mind says I did not understand? Lot of these dualities and the conflict in the mind. What is the conflict? The opposing thoughts are present in the mind. Now tell me, are you not aware of the sky when the millions of birds are flying in the sky? No, yes, I'm aware of that. Okay, if you are aware of that, then these birds are nothing but the thought, feeling, and emotions. And the sky is the inner space of the mind, always present, not disturbed, cannot be carried away. Can you recognize that? That is why I said, let this thought come and go like the birds flying in the sky. Without that sky, the birds cannot be present. Without the space, behind all those thoughts, the, the thoughts cannot be present, whether good or bad, or high or low. You have to do the practice every day. Now recognize the sky does not change whether you have one bird or you have millions of birds. Am I sure? Are you sure? Yes. The inner space, the inner calmness of the mind cannot be changed, even if you have one thought, good thought, bad thought, high thought, low thought, whether you have eagle or vulture or simple birds or hummingbird, the sky does not change. Why you feel you are changing? That inner calmness is you. So it means there are two things. One is the known, means all your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and the other is the knower of that feeling. The knower does not change. No, but I'm still feeling this stress because you identify with, you identify with the thought. No, I have to go outside, I want a fan, so you identified with it. So then you feel the sadness. So sadness and the thought of going out covered your inner calmness. Are you getting it? Sorry. Now you are able to be aware of the sky in the mind or the space in the mind 3 times. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Mentally. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Meaning, let there be happiness for all. Let there be happiness for all. Let there be happiness for all. That happiness is the inner sky, different, separate from all the thoughts that are coming. When you identify yourself with these thoughts, then the expression you have made comes to your mind, the sadness and the frustration comes. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. May there be peace for all. That peace belongs to the inner calm, separate, different from all the thoughts of good and bad. And the feeling. You wrote to me that when I'm at home, I still have this underlying feeling I should be doing something else. This thought is different and separate from your inner peace, which is always present. But it hides because you think like this. Interacting with others, going places, having fun. Yes, you should have it without attachment. So when you have that without attachment, you have the inner peace intact. Otherwise, the blackout curtain of these thoughts haunt you. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be completeness in all. May there be completeness in all. May there be completeness in all. wholeness in all. So when you say that, may there be completeness and a wholeness in all, including you, why and how you can have these thoughts in your mind. So when you have these thoughts, it veils the wholeness which is already present in you. So you recognize that wholeness, you recognize that peace in you, you recognize the joy in you. With that cognition, you go into the world, have fun, meet with the people, live your life fully. So your mind is clear. It does not have any burden that you are seeking. You are going out to have fun, seeking peace and happiness from others. Did you understand that? We are going to explore that in today's session. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness for all. May there be auspicious. When I recognize that auspiciousness in me, you can interact with others, you can go to different places, you can have fun. But the mind says, but I truly don't want to. That is a conflict I have to resolve. We are going to understand that conflict. That is the problem. The source of the problem is the conflict. The problem is not going out and having fun. The problem is confining within our home and in peace, but I still don't feel that calmness and peace is the problem. And now is the time to look at the breath. The breath is going in and out, feeling the sensation. No change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Where did I say? One bird in three. One bird flying in the sky in three. What is that bird? Flying, that bird is the breath. It is a moving bird, so bird has to fly. It has to keep flying, otherwise it will fall down. Are you clear? So you are looking at breath like a bird. It's moving. I could see. I feel the sensation. Yes. And I do not change the rate and the rhythm of the breath. In that moment, you can find the sky hosting all the birds. The inner calmness, peace, and the joy is hosting the breath awareness. Inner calmness and peace and the joy is hosting event, interacting with the people, having fun, but not affected by anything outside. You are done, you are awakened, you live a happy life that does not depend on the situation, event, whether you go outside or you don't go outside. You are independent of it. That is what we are going to explore today. Open your eyes. Are you paying attention? I told you that remember the acronym WISE. Wake up to the reality. W. Letter W. Wake up to the reality. The moment your mind says interacting with others, going places, seeking peace and happiness, no. Let me wake up to the reality that peace and happiness is already within me. So should I go outside to interact with the people? Yes, to express peace and happiness. You are done, finished. But if it doesn't happen, it is still, little problem is left. So what is that? Then we come to the letter I. Investigate the mind. Mind, are you seeking peace and happiness interacting with the people? Yes. Do you know that peace and happiness are not located outside in any person, event, thing in the world? Yes. Now your mind is awakened. So what is the problem interacting with the people, living in peace, maintaining the inner peace and calmness? No problem. How to do that? I should observe the thoughts, feeling and emotions which is pulling me and creating a sense of loneliness. It is caused by the delusion and a salty ego that I'm going to talk today. So now you have investigated and you recognize the birds flying in the sky always separate and different from the sky. Am I clear? So first is the cognition. My inner calm and peace does not depend on going outside interacting with the people or confined in the home. It does not depend on both the situation. It will always remain as such. So when you recognize, then the letter S comes. What the letter S comes, you shift from the outer to inner. Mentally interacting with you're still interacting with the people. You are still doing the things that you want to do. No issue. You moved from W, wake up to the reality. You investigated the mind. You recognized. You did not separate the birds from the sky. You simply recognized they are always separate. You recognize these thoughts, feeling, emotions, crazy thoughts, good thought, bad thought is definitely separate, different from my inner peace and happiness. So then it is easy for you to shift from these crazy thoughts to the inner calmness. In that inner calmness, you are interacting with the people. Where is the problem? And the letter E I emphasize in this acronym. You embrace the eternal self of the nature of permanent peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. You're done, finished. How long it takes? For a great seeker, it takes not even a minute. For a higher seeker, you follow this wise acronym, it may take few minutes. For a medium seeker, you do the practice, you become aware of the principle, you contemplate and reflect, it may take 10-15 minutes. But for a lower seeker, it may take a couple of weeks. For a non-seeker, God is responsible. I am not. But behind all that, let us understand what mind is cooking the story. Mind always cooks the story in delusion and in ego. You have to go to the kitchen and you have to cook the pasta. So cooking the pasta, you need spices, you need oil, you need raw pasta, you need a gas stove, a lot of things are there. But everything is arranged everything is arranged, and then it is very easy for you to cook it. So let us come back to the main topic, the salty ego searching the sweetness. That is your problem. I'm opening up to you very clearly so that you will understand. Interacting with others, going places, having fun, but I truly don't want to. I'm okay with that, but it makes it hard for me to get motivated and want to do the day-to-day things. It is salty ego. Did you understand this? It is a salty ego. So now we will understand what is salty ego. And once you understand, then the moment these thoughts will come to your mind, you will throw them like the grain of his heart. Okay, I'm there. So let us start understanding how the salt can ever be sweet. You have two jars, white powder. No, don't go to the drugs. White powder, one salt, one is the sugar powder are located. You have never tasted. You are searching for a sweet. Then you open the first jar and you found it is salt. So instead of looking for another jar, you start searching the sweetness, putting your hands deep into the jar of a salt. Will you find sugar? Will you find sweetness? The more deeper you go, you will be in anxiety, duality, conflict, and the confusion. Am I right? You forget. You forget to shift wise in your mind. What is this happening? So why ego is salty? It is searching happiness outside. First, so that salty ego keeps on searching. That is what you have written, interacting with others, going places, having fun will give me peace and happiness. I'm completing this sentence. You did not do that. And then you said, but I truly don't want. So you are putting your hand into the salty jar and trying to extract the sweetness there. My friend, will you ever get it? That is why we have an acronym WISE. Wake up to the reality, investigate. You have already tasted, you have gone deeper. Now is the time to leave this salty jar, find another jar, but I forget there is another jar. So I forget. Why I forget? I don't investigate. Why I don't investigate? Because it is a delusion. It is the salty ego insisted. Then what happens? I cannot shift. What happens when I cannot shift? Then you write to me, you did it right. Continue writing that way. I'll help you solve. It seems you are exploring the nature of the salty ego and its inability to find the lasting happiness, the lasting sweetness. What is that lasting happiness, love, and the wisdom. Did you understand it? Let us go deeper in understanding the salty ego and its pursuit of happiness. So discuss in your mind, contemplate and reflect how the salty ego and the delusion is playing with the mind and causing you the anxiety, duality and conflict. So let us understand why I say salty ego. The inherent nature of the ego is insecurity. 1. It keeps changing. 2. It lives in illusion. 3. So when the inherent nature of the salty ego is insecurity, it keeps on changing. Can it find true peace, happiness, love, and wisdom? So you hammer. What do you hammer? You say, mind, I now understand. You have created the salty ego. And that is searching peace and happiness. Am I clear to you? You have written in the last, does any of that make sense? Yes, it makes a sense. Salty ego and the delusion. Get rid of it and you are free. So now we going, step by step. We are understanding what is this salty ego. How Eastern wisdom defines that ego. But I added salty ego. I will qualify why I say it is a salty ego. First thing, you are in anxiety, duality, conflict, blame, complaint, reaction, frustration. Salty ego is present deep inside, of which you are not aware. You follow the problem. Why we are understanding? So that you can follow the lead, and lead after lead after lead, you drop it, it does not exist, you are free. So when you are free, interact with the people or live in the home, both are the same state. Whenever there is an opportunity, go and interact. And when there is a time to sit in meditation, sit. So we are talking about what is this ego. In Eastern wisdom it is called ahankar. Ahankar or ahamkar. Aham, two syllables. Aham and akar. Aham means I am. Akar means the shape. So in Eastern wisdom, ego is called, known, defined as I maker. I maker. You have a bread maker. You have an ice maker. This is I maker. So where this I maker is present, it is present in the mind. How it is present? It is present in the form of a thought. Are you getting it? So where is the location of this I maker? It is the mind. How it is present, in what form? As a thought. What is that thought? But when I'm at home, I still have this underlying feeling that I should be doing something else. Do it. Who has prevented you? What to do? Interacting with others. Interact. Going places. Go. Having fun. Have fun. Minus the eye maker. But this eye maker is saying, it is insecure, it is constantly changing, it is the false ego. And if your eye maker says, I want to have a fun, peace and happiness outside or sitting in meditation, both will be destroyed. Why? Because this eye maker identify with your body, with your thought, with your emotion. It creates a false, separate self, that is the salty ego. My friend, you have to listen to this again and again and again, and you have to contemplate and reflect after listening until your mind is clear. It perceives that now there is no more birds flying in the sky. You will find the emptiness, and that emptiness will help peace, happiness to descend down not only into your mind but also into your body, into the event and everywhere. So whatever Master says, we will understand, but just I'm making a statement. This false I fuels duality. And that duality is the source of all your suffering. It includes anxiety, attachment, reaction, blame, complaint. What is that duality? I should be interacting with the people. So I am interacting with other people as the other. Why? Because I will be seeking happiness. But where is the happiness? It is in me. But I am seeking outside. The salty ego does this. Salty ego, you are putting the hands into the salty jar and trying to find out sweetness. It is not possible. Can I say it is impossible? I will extract. I'm putting the jar. I know, so I'm putting my hand, means I'm putting my mind interacting with you, and I want to extract that happiness in that event interacting with you. Is it possible? We need WISE acronym. WISE. W. Wake up. I. Investigate in your mind. S. Shift. Embrace my peace. You embrace your peace and happiness within. Go anywhere you like. Don't want to go, don't go. You want to go, go. So, in order to have a deeper understanding of this false, salty ego, take it that this salty ego is like a puppet. Why it is like a puppet? You have written the opposite thoughts. Puppet means, it goes to the right and then it turns left instantly. That is the meaning of the puppet. The salty ego is like a puppet. Convinced it's the one pulling its own strings. What did I say? Our salty ego is like a puppet, convinced that it is one pulling its own strings. Did you understand? with reference to what you have written to me. But the true you is the puppeteer. You are separate. Puppet is separate from who is regulating and controlling the puppet. Salty ego is like a puppet, convinced it is the one pulling its own string. But why I am saying this? It is based on what you have written to me, my friend. What you have written to me. Are you understanding? Interacting. I should be doing something else, interacting with others, going places, having fun, but I truly don't want. Did you understand this? I'm drawing a parallel metaphor for you to digest, contemplate, reflect, apply the wise acronym, get out of it. When your highest level of a seeker, it takes a minute. You're a higher seeker, it may take few minutes. You're a medium seeker, you listen to it, contemplate, reflect. It may take maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour. If you are a lower seeker, it will take weeks. If you are a non-seeker, God is responsible. Let us recap this profound wisdom. So this salty ego, I said I maker, creates a sense of individual I, the puppet, individual I. Why? It is convinced because it identifies, and that identification with the body and the mind leads to the false ego and the suffering. It falsely claims the doership. If I go outside, interact with the people, I'll be happy. But happiness is within you. What is this? This is the delusion. What I have to do? I have to transcend this delusion. How? By investigation, by shifting, by embracing peace and happiness within you. So I have to find out what false identification are holding you back. I will have a fun and a party with my daughter. Mind, mind, are you sure? Yes. So you apply the wise principle. So mind, I will express peace and happiness having a party with my daughter. I will not expect peace and happiness from the world outside because it is the work of the salty ego. So let me call. So I'm coming, my honey. You go there. You're free. Where is the problem? But if you are attached, you identify, then you have a problem. So who causes the problem? The salty ego plus the delusion. Did you get it? This is the I-ness. False I, false self. It is the false I is the source of the duality. Whether you interact with the people or you don't interact. But as long as the false I is there, if you don't interact, the false I, the salty ego will say, oh, I'm missing something in my life. If you interact more with the people, the false I will say, I will not go now. I got too much frustrated. He or she criticized me. Did you understand the puppet and puppeteer? If the puppet claims that puppet is moving all the strings, that is your salty ego. But the fact is that it is not. Are you feeling calm, joy? Are you smiling? The salty ego. When I'm constantly searching the sweetness in a salty jar, making all efforts, my search for the sweetness falls short. Why it falls short? I'm in delusion. Why I'm in delusion? The salty ego in its pursuit of happiness, not possible. How can you convert that salty jar into a sweetness? Several masters teaches that this salty ego, by its nature it is insecure, by its nature it keeps on changing, it cannot find happiness, love and the wisdom. Why? Salt searching the sweetness, so wherever the salt goes it will remain salty. It will either overlook, ignore, reject the sweetness. Did you understand it? I maker. I maker. So because it is I maker, so it is I doer. So that salty ego says, I will do something to get peace and happiness. I will not discover the peace and happiness within me. So I will do something, I will interact with the people to find happiness there. You can never find. How can the salt find the happiness? But does it mean that you should not interact with the people? Answer is no. You interact with the people, you express peace and happiness, interacting with the people, going to the places. So what you did, that puppet and the strings, now you recognize the puppet is different and separate from the puppeteer who rules, who dictates the puppet, who dictates my mind and the intellect. I am free. I can go to the places, I can derive and extract happiness within me in interacting with the people, not interacting with the people in meditation, interacting with the people, living my social, personal, and professional life. Had I not been interacting with you, how can I continue my profession? You are going to be a higher seeker. That's why I'm a little tough on today's session. That's why I asked you to simply listen, pay attention. So what is the problem? So Master says it is your misidentification. Misidentification is the problem. Follow this wise, wake up to the reality. You have built a life. Now you are in a phase where the external demands have likely lessened. The shoulds you feel might stem from an old script. I should interact with the people. That should is coming from your old script about what a productive, engaged person does. Waking up here means you recognize the season of relentless doing might be shifting. We are baby boomers. and that is okay. It is about accepting that your energy levels, desires, definition of a good day might naturally be different now. So, what should I do? Take a few moments each day to acknowledge. What to acknowledge? That your current desire for quiet time is not a flaw. You are lucky. No kids is disturbing you. They are on their own. You have an independent house. You can sit. You have a quiet time. That is not a flaw. It is a genuine preference. When that thought of I should be out pops up, gently observe and investigate. Wise eye. Ask yourself, is this thought truly what I want? You already said no. You have written no. Or is it an old expectation of what I used to do or what others might expect? So that W, wake up, this W letter helps you challenge the delusion, the salty ego that you value or happiness is solely tied to external activity. It doesn't mean that you should not do. I made it very clear. By embracing your present desire for quiet, you disarm the internal critic in the mind that says you should be different. The I letter, investigate the mind. Why you investigate? You investigate. The more I put my hand into a salty jar and I taste, I still find it is salty. It is the time to stop it. It is time to separate the puppet from the puppeteer. Are you getting it? This is about becoming gentle detective. Investigate the mind of that specific feeling I should be doing something else. Where does this thought truly come from? Is it fear of missing out? A sense of the guilt? A lingering attachment to the past identity? As the busy social person, you are recognizing this is a mental loop, a thought pattern that keeps you from feeling fully content with your current preference. When you feel that underlying nudge, instead of acting on it, pushing it away, simply observe it, being comfortable and carefree. You might even label it. What label? There is that should thought again. That should. That thought which contains should again. Okay, let me ask, who is telling me I should be doing something else? Who is telling me inside me? Is it parents' voice, a societal expectation, or an old self-image? What exactly am I afraid will happen if I don't go out or interact? What am I hoping to gain by being out there that I can't get right here? What am I hoping to gain by being out there that I can't find right here? Right here with me, with yourself. Investigating your mind helps you expose the nature of the salty ego. It will expose the mental looping It will expose the bad expectations that create your internal conflict which you have written to me. You will start to see the problem isn't your desire to stay home, but the judgment you are applying to that desire. How you are applying that judgment you are applying to the desire, puppet and puppeteer. So what is going to happen now? You move to the S letter, the shift from the outer to inner. So you have a smile on your face. Oh my goodness, how long I've been searching the sweetness in a salty jar. I see another jar, let me try this. You shift. This step, the shift from outer to inner. That is what I mean by the shift. Is precisely about redirecting your energy away from needing external activities, trying hard to find the sweetness in a salty jar, to external activities or validation to feel good about yourself. Am I saying something wrong? You have excelled at managing the external world. But now the invitation is to find the satisfaction within, regardless of how much you are doing externally. It's letting go of the need for others to see you as busy or productive to feel worthy. You have not to demonstrate that you are very busy, you have lot of meetings and lot of interactions with the world outside. What is the shift also means I actively release the ingrained need for external signals of fun or so-called the busyness. When the thought comes that you should be out, gently acknowledge it, then consciously choose to focus on the pleasantness of just being at home. No one is to criticize you. No one is reacting to you. You have no one to react and blame and complain. This might mean savoring a quiet moment with a work or practice of meditation, or listening, or gardening, or knitting, or puzzles. You're simply sitting with your thoughts without judgment. A great practice of meditation which I have given you today. So this step is helping you directly countering the delusion in the salty ego that happiness comes from the external source. By letting go of the need for external control or external validation, you dismantle the false actions that would arise from that distorted belief. It will change you, it will transform you, it will awaken you. You become the highest level of a seeker. The last letter is embrace the eternal self. I will take another couple of minutes more. So you have already shifted. You have found a sweet jar. Sugar is there. You put your hands into it, you taste. You put your hands and you taste. And now you are absorbed. You embrace. Where you embrace the eternal self. Where it is located inside you. When? All the time. Where? In all the locations. In what situations, events. In all the situation events. What is that event? I'm living alone at my home and I'm happy. With lot of people outside, I'm still happy. That is the meaning of embracing. So this is about connecting with that deeper part of you that is always present, always peaceful, regardless of whether you are out socializing or quietly at home. Your true self doesn't need to be entertained, validated. The sweet jar cannot be made sweeter. It is already sweet. When you feel good about just being, you are tapping into the inherent peace and happiness. Dedicate on these simple principles every day to quiet introspection or to a practice. Introspection means contemplation and reflection here. That connects you to your inner self. This could be a simple meditation, simple listening and learning, contemplation and reflection. Trust. Trust that the feeling of being okay with simply being is a direct link to this deeper happiness and peace. Embracing your eternal self is the direct antidote to salty ego, delusion, ignorance that causes endless suffering. It helps you realize I'm solving another issue. It helps you realize motivation you seek is not outside, but within you. I'm emphasizing. And I'm not angry in this. It helps you realize motivation you seek isn't outside but within. By consistently connecting to this unchanging source of peace and happiness, you will naturally feel good about yourself just being. Being in an event, being interaction with the people, being quiet in the state of meditation, this shift. This shifts you from a reactionary, salty ego to a conscious, real self. You feel awakened.